Hi everyone, it's time for another video. I'm filming this on Tuesday and hoping that I can get it filmed and uploaded on Tuesday. Last week didn't go so well. It took me a little bit longer to get it uploaded for some reason, but today I'm going to give it another try. So here's our card that we're making. It's actually a happy birthday card. We're featuring paper from the Sale-a-Bration brochure and the greeting, and then the inside I decorated with, again, things from Sale-a-Bration. So to begin with, in our Sale-a-Bration brochure, again, this is, you order $50, you can pick a free item out of here. This runs until February 28th, so you only have this month to take advantage of the free items. We're going to be using the stamp set that's called Approaching Happiness. It's a birthday set, and I like the light-hearted, fun sayings that it has in here. And we're also going to be using some of the beautiful paper flower and field designer series paper that, again, is a free item. Also from our mini catalog, which runs from January to June, we're going to be using this bundle. It's called the Quite Curvy Bundle. Not going to be using the stamp set, but we are going to be using the dies. The designer series paper is kind of a bold flower pattern. Sorry, it kind of fell down. I got to pick it up. And on one side, it has very bold, bright flowers. This is the one we're using on our card today. Here's another one of the patterns. Quite a few of them have a black background. This one happens to have the green background, which I think is very pretty, and I love the yellow flowers, but yellow is kind of one of my favorite colors. Here is the one that we're going to use to decorate our envelope. It has like the daisies with the black background. And then here are some more pretty blue and black pattern. And as usual, one side is bold and has the flowers, and on the back side you have more subtle, different patterns that you could also use if you don't like the bold. So we have stripes or polka dots. I love the green on the black with the leaves, and these are kind of like a tulip. So it's a very pretty set of paper, and it's actually, as I say, called Flowers and Field. Okay, in our packet, let's see, actually we're going to also be, here's the dies that we're going to be using, and this is the die that we're going to use to cut out our black piece. We're also going to be using, the only ink we're using is the Memento Black ink. And we're going to be using to cut our sentiment out with a rectangular postage stamp punch. And we also will be using this Whisper White polka dot tulle ribbon. Made a little bow out of that. In our packet, we have our envelope. I'm going to be doing, on this one I did a jade green, just jade background, card base. On this one, I'm going to be doing little different colors. This is the Flirty Flamingo. It is 5.5 by 8.5 and scored as 4 1/4, as I usually do. We have 2 sheets of what is now called Basic White, rather than the Whisper White. And they're 4 by 5 1/4. One's for the front and one's for the inside piece. We have a 3 by 3 square of Flirty Flamingo for our happy birthday greeting. We have a 3 by 5 piece of our designer series paper and a 2 by 5 piece of basic black to cut out our front detail. And we have a small piece of designer series paper to back our greeting. This is actually 1.5 inches by 2.5. Don't worry too much. All the measurements will be featured in my blog post along with a complete list of supplies that I used. And then here's our little bow. Okay. So to get started with, I think we're going to do our cutting out of our die. So again, I'm going to be using my mini Stampin' Cut Emboss. Fits so nicely on my table here, although my table could be a little bit sturdier for it, but I think we can get it to work. And so we're going to just take our die cut, and I wanted a pretty good swoop on the end of this, and so I just lined it up. You just line it on there however you think it looks best, and I left a little bit of a wider portion on this end. We're going to put it on we have our basic cutting plate and our first acrylic plate, and then we'll put the other one on top. and we will run this through. Oops, you know what, guys, it kind of slipped on me, and I need a little bit wider of an end right down here. Sorry. Hopefully we won't be too messed up. If we are, I do have another one cut. Let's try that. Okay. Close that up and put it away. And here we go with our cutout. I have a few little things that I need to poke out, but not very many. Kind of messed the edge up a little bit, but I don't think it'll even be noticeable once we get things going here. So I'll keep this piece for to use on the inside. I'm going to trim it up just a little bit. Okay. Now, to get our matching curve on our designer series paper, I found the easiest way. I tried a lot of different ways, but I couldn't get it really come out. And I want to make sure that my wide end was here on my left. So what I did is I turned this upside down, and I turned my paper upside down. And on my little grid sheet here, I have the width of this paper. I want it, when it's finished, to be 3 3/4. So I'm just going to put it right here. And then I'm going to lay this right on the 3 3/4 part, like so. And actually, I'm going to push, let's see, just like so. So when my piece is glued together and finished, it's going to be the actual 3 3/4 width that I have marked here. Then I'm just going to take a pen, and I'm on the back side. I am going to trace this design. I kind of messed up here, so there we go. Okay, so now when I cut it out, my wide part will be on my left. I'm going to take my scissors. I'm just going to cut right on the pencil line. It's on the back side, so it's not going to be shown. Nobody's going to see it. And just come around like this. Okay, so now when we get ready to put it on our front, we're going to match it up like this, and we'll have this pretty matching swoop. Okay, and actually what we can do, we're just going to put that on our Whisper White piece right now so that we don't lose part of it. So I will take my glue, and you can use liquid glue, you can use whatever you want. I will take this, and I'm going to put some glue on here. Put this on my grid paper, and I will line this up, giving myself the margin that I want. Okay, that should do it. Okay, and then we'll take our black piece. We're going to basically do the same thing, and I'm going to put a little bit here where I kind of messed up, just so that we don't have a flappy end going on. Okay, then we'll just take this, and we're going to match it to our curve and push it up so that we have our border, and it matches. If we cut it out right, which I did a fairly good job, it will match up and be very pretty. Okay, so we're basically done with that. Now we will do our stamping. So for the inside, I have this set up on the Stamparatus because I want the greetings to be nice and dark, and if I have to do it a couple of times, I can without any kind of problem. Especially the happy birthday one, because it's a very solid image, and so I ended up having to do it 2 or 3 times. So we will just ink this up. I have it mounted farther over to the right so that we can do our trim piece on the inside. Okay, and that's pretty good for that. Okay, then I'll just flip this around because I have my happy birthday on the other side. I will take our 3x3, push everything up in the corner, ink this up. Do it a couple more times because I want it to be really black. And I know it doesn't look straight. It's probably not. I must have my paper kind of crazy, but we're going to punch it out so we can straighten it up with our punch. Oops, guess what? It wiggled on me. So we're going to push this up and get it good and straight for some reason. And thankfully we have the back side to use. So, lesson, when you're using the temperatus, you don't dare move this piece, or guess what? It's not going to line up, and that's exactly what I did. I moved it, and it didn't line up. Okay, I think we'll do it another time. Once more just to make sure. Lighting's not so great. We have a lot of clouds today. It's supposed to be extremely warm, but I don't know. I didn't think it was that great when I went outside around lunchtime, but warm enough that my husband can be outside working, which is what he loves to do. Okay, there we go. Thankfully, the Stamparatus works great. Okay, now we'll take our punch. And we're going to, let's see if I can get it in here without having it be too big. Oops, we're going to go in sideways. The punch goes in this direction. I kind of squeeze it down and then I play around with it to get it where I want it lined up. And somewhat straight. And then we'll just punch. And there's our greeting. And we'll take this, glue it onto our little designer series piece. This is about my 4th take on this video, so ladies, we're finishing this one warts and all. Sometimes if I'm close to the front and I don't have a very good beginning, or I mess up and I don't know how to edit. I don't have the software and I'm not spending any more money to do videos. So sometimes I just stop and start over, but I figured this is the 4th time, not happening today. Okay, now we're going to decorate the inside of our card. And so what I did is I just took my black and I kind of played around with it to see which way I might like this to go, whether I wanted it to go like this. You can do this. You could even just put your black piece down, or you could even do just the, well, let me find it. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. So you could even, if you wanted to, maybe trim this down a little bit, just put that on there. I tried to kind of figure out some ways to make it do both, although that's a little bit wide. I don't really think I want it that wide, but so it doesn't really matter. You can do it however you would like to do it. I think maybe for this one, I'm just going to do the black. Or should I try and do, maybe I'll do a little bit of both. How's that sound? Okay, this is how I'm going to do this one. I'm going to take this. I'm going to take this. And we'll see. We'll see how we can put this together so it looks kind of fun. Okay. It's not going to be straight, but nobody's going to know that because we're going to trim it off. Okay. There we go. Take my scissors. Trim it off, make it straight. As straight as we can. Put some glue on the back here. Put my silicone sheet down so that I don't get too much glue all over my paper. And kind of just put this down. However we want. Doesn't really matter. Like I say, you decorate it the way you want to decorate it. This is the way I decided to do it for this one. And just take your scissors. I might let that dry just a minute. Okay. So we can take this and put it down on the front of our card. See if I can get this up here so you guys can see. Not my best video, guys, I apologize. Put this on the front. Okay, and this one we're going to actually put some dimensionals on the back of it. I put one in each corner. I'll stick one in the middle just for good measure. We'll take these off. The backings off. And I put this kind of over to this left-hand side. You can put it wherever you would like to put it. I just kind of put it up above here. Okay. Then I took a couple of glue dots. I got to try to find my bow. These little bows are the hardest things to keep track of because they're white and they don't like to stay around. And I know you all probably can see it, and I just can't see it. Sometimes it sticks to my shirts, but oh, here it is. So I took a couple of glue dots and just stuck it down at the bottom in the center of our greeting piece. Now I played around trying to figure out where I wanted to put this bow. You can put it wherever you want. I kind of liked it down here, but then I thought, well, it just looks a little funny sitting there by itself. So I ended up putting it on the greeting, but you could put it whatever looks good to your eye. Put it wherever put it where that is. Okay, and then I just took my bow, stuck it down there. Took my scissors, trimmed this off. And there we go. There's our front. Now all we have to do is take our inside piece, trim off what we don't want showing on the front. Like so. Take our, oops, I need to put a little bit more glue. This wants to come apart. There we go. Didn't do a very good job of gluing here, ladies. And maybe gentlemen. There might be a gentleman out there watching this. Okay, now we can just take our stamp and seal, do around the edges. Make sure we're putting this on the right side in the right orientation. Right side up. And put it down. And there's our card. For the envelope, all I did is I cut a little piece of designer series paper, used a little fancy edge thing that I have, and covered the back of the envelope. And that will do it. So here we have the pink, the Flirty Flamingo color, and here is the Just Jade color. So they're both very pretty. You could use a lot of different colors with this because there's so many different colors in the designer series paper. So that's it for today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll be putting out my email for the next class, which I'm actually going to be having on February 12th. So watch your email for invite to that class. Have a wonderful rest of your day. God bless each and every one of you. Bye-bye.